Ladies and gentlemen, imagine, if you will, that life is like a great and sprawling landscape. Some days the road before us stretches out smooth and golden, with sunlight dappling the path. Other days the way is choked with thorns, the horizon hidden by storm clouds. In such moments, we are tempted to believe that the road itself is cursed, that no good can come from walking further. Yet it is precisely in these moments of trial that resilience becomes our lantern and our staff. Resilience is not the absence of difficulty, but the quiet resolve to press forward in its presence. It is not a denial of hardship, but a defiance of despair. To possess resilience is to refuse to let the darkness have the last word. Consider the acorn, a small and unassuming thing. Were it to judge its worth by its size, it might despair of ever achieving anything grand. Yet beneath the soil, in darkness and in struggle, it grows. Slowly, imperceptibly, it rises, until one day it becomes an oak, its roots deep, its branches unyielding. And so it is with us. The storms that batter us may be the very winds that strengthen our roots. But how does one cultivate such resilience? Let me offer 3 reflections. First, resilience begins with perspective. A man standing in a valley may feel imprisoned, yet the same man upon climbing the hill sees the beauty of the whole. Difficulties are often like that valley. When we are in their midst, they seem insurmountable. But step back, and you may find that what seemed like the end was merely a bend in the road. Second, resilience is born of community. We are not solitary creatures meant to carry burdens alone. There is strength in sharing your struggles, in leaning on a friend or offering your hand to another. An ember left alone will cool and die, but together, a group of embers will glow brightly and endure the night. Finally, resilience requires hope. Not a fleeting optimism that ignores reality, but a steadfast conviction that even in the darkest of times, there is light to be found. Hope whispers to us that the story is not yet finished, that the final chapter is still to come. And here is the paradox. It is often in the breaking that we are made whole. A seed must be broken to grow. A caterpillar must surrender its form to emerge as a butterfly, and even the finest gold must be refined by fire. So too, our trials, painful though they may be, can shape us into something stronger, something truer. Let us then resolve to walk this road with courage. Let us endure the storms with faith that the sun will shine again. And when the path seems too steep, let us remember that each step, no matter how small, carries us closer to the summit. Resilience is often misunderstood as an innate ability to avoid difficulty or to emerge unscathed from hardship. In truth, resilience is far deeper and more profound. It is not the absence of challenges, nor is it a magical immunity to pain or struggle. Rather, it is the quiet, steady resolve to move forward despite the storms that batter us. It is the choice to face adversity, not with despair, but with determination. To rise when life knocks us down, and to persist when the way ahead seems unclear or impossible. At its heart, resilience is the capacity to endure hardship while maintaining hope. It does not deny the reality of pain or minimize the weight of suffering. Instead, it acknowledges these realities and defies them. Resilience does not pretend that the road is easy. It simply refuses to let the difficulties of the journey dictate the destination. This strength is not loud or boastful. It does not demand attention or recognition. Often it is invisible, manifesting in small, seemingly insignificant choices. The decision to try again after failure, to get out of bed on a hard day, or to offer kindness to another despite one's own struggles. What makes resilience remarkable is its adaptability. Like a tree bending in the wind, resilience allows us to flex without breaking. It is not rigid or unyielding, for rigidity can lead to collapse under pressure. Instead, resilience is fluid, adjusting to the demands of the moment while staying rooted in purpose. It is the ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges, to find meaning in the midst of chaos, and to transform pain into growth. Resilience is deeply personal, yet universally relevant. Every individual's experience with hardship is unique, shaped by their circumstances, relationships, and inner resources. Yet the principles of resilience, endurance, hope, and adaptability are constants that apply to all. Resilience is also not a fixed trait. It is not something one either has or lacks. Instead, it is a skill that can be nurtured and developed over time. Through reflection, connection, and practice, anyone can build the capacity to withstand life's trials with greater strength and grace. At its core, resilience is about defiance, not the loud, rebellious kind, but the quiet defiance of despair. It whispers, "I will not give up," even when the world feels overwhelming. It is fueled by hope, not a naive optimism that ignores reality, but a steadfast belief that hardships are temporary and that brighter days lie ahead. This hope sustains us, enabling us to keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain. In the end, resilience is less about avoiding adversity and more about how we respond to it. It is the refusal to let difficulties define us or rob us of joy. It is the resolve to rise, time and time again, after every fall. Resilience is not just surviving life's storms, but finding ways to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate because of it. It is the quiet but powerful force that transforms challenges into opportunities and makes life, with all its struggles, profoundly meaningful. Nature offers countless lessons about resilience, revealing that growth, strength, and transformation often arise from struggle. Consider the acorn, a small and unassuming seed that holds the potential to become a mighty oak. At first glance, it seems fragile, insignificant, yet beneath the soil, it embarks on a journey of profound change. It is buried, isolated, and seemingly broken as it splits open, but it is precisely through this breaking that new life begins. Roots stretch downward, seeking nourishment, while a shoot reaches upward toward the light. The oak's eventual grandeur is not achieved in spite of this struggle, but because of it. This process mirrors our own experiences with adversity. Just as the acorn must push through the weight of the soil to grow, so too must we persevere through life's challenges to reach our full potential. The pressure and resistance we face can feel overwhelming, yet they are often the very forces that strengthen us, deepen our character, and prepare us for greater things. Another striking example is the caterpillar's transformation into a butterfly. For the caterpillar, life as it knows it must come to an end. It weaves a cocoon, entering a state of vulnerability and isolation. Inside, the creature undergoes a profound metamorphosis, dissolving almost entirely before reforming into something new and beautiful. The process is neither quick nor easy. In fact, the butterfly must struggle to emerge from its cocoon, and it is this very struggle that strengthens its wings for flight. Without that effort, it would never soar. This transformation reminds us that our most challenging experiences can lead to our greatest growth. When we face situations that force us to change or let go of what is familiar, it can feel like the end of the road. Yet these moments often mark the beginning of something new, a chance to redefine ourselves, discover hidden strengths, and emerge stronger than before. Even the natural elements themselves demonstrate resilience. Rivers carve their paths through mountains, undeterred by obstacles in their way. Over time, they shape the landscape, proving that persistence and patience can overcome even the hardest stone. Similarly, the wind, though invisible, has the power to shape deserts and smooth rough edges. A reminder that strength is not always about force, but about consistency and adaptability. Plants and animals too exemplify resilience in their ability to adapt to harsh environments. In the desert, cacti thrive where others cannot, storing water and growing spines for protection. In the Arctic, Polar bears endure freezing temperatures by relying on thick fur and layers of fat. These adaptations highlight the importance of flexibility and resourcefulness in facing life's challenges. Nature shows us that resilience is not about avoiding hardship but embracing it as part of the journey. From the smallest seed to the mightiest river, every struggle contains the potential for growth and transformation. By looking to the natural world, we can find inspiration to persevere, adapt, and ultimately thrive, even in the face of life's most daunting challenges. Cultivating resilience is not a passive process, but an active, ongoing choice to strengthen the mind, body, and spirit in the face of life's inevitable trials. It requires intention and effort, much like just as a gardener must tend to the soil, water the plants, and clear away weeds, we must nurture our own resilience through reflection, connection, and practice. It is not something we are born with in abundance, but something we can develop and grow over time. The first step in cultivating resilience is perspective. Life's difficulties often appear overwhelming when we are in the midst of them. In those moments, it is easy to believe that the storm will never pass, or that we are destined to be stuck in a cycle of failure. However, resilience requires us to zoom out, to shift our focus, and to see beyond the immediate turmoil. Just as a person in a valley cannot see the view from the mountaintop, we too can be blinded by the challenges before us. Yet, if we take a step back, we often find that the problems that seemed insurmountable were only a part of a larger, more meaningful journey. This shift in perspective enables us to see our difficulties not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth and learning. The second element of cultivating resilience is community. Resilience is not meant to be cultivated in isolation. Just as a single tree is vulnerable to the winds, a person alone in their struggles may feel weak or helpless. It is through human connection that we find the strength to persevere. Leaning on others in times of hardship, whether through friendships, family support, or even professional counseling, can provide comfort, insight, and encouragement. Furthermore, offering support to others in their times of need can also strengthen our own resilience. The act of sharing our burdens, whether by offering a listening ear or providing practical assistance, fosters a sense of solidarity and reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Hope is the third and perhaps most vital ingredient in building resilience. Hope is not merely wishful thinking or an optimistic outlook. It is a deep-seated belief that there is purpose and light even in the darkest of times. It is the belief that no matter how difficult the current circumstances may be, the future holds the possibility for change and growth. Hope keeps us moving forward when all we want to do is stop, reminding us that the present moment is not the whole story. It can be easy to lose sight of hope when faced with overwhelming challenges, but the practice of holding on to hope, however faintly it may flicker, provides us with the strength to keep moving forward. It is hope that fuels the resilience to rise after every fall. Finally, cultivating resilience requires practice. Like building any skill, resilience improves the more we engage with it. Each challenge we face, each setback we endure, is an opportunity to strengthen our resilience. Small acts of perseverance, whether tackling a difficult task, reaching out for support, or choosing to keep going despite setbacks, add up over time, gradually building the strength to handle greater challenges. The more we practice resilience, the more natural it becomes to face difficulties with courage and calm. Just as a muscle grows stronger with repeated use, our ability to weather life's storms increases with every experience. In the end, cultivating resilience is about preparing ourselves not to avoid hardship, but to face it with strength, grace, and hope. It is an ongoing process that involves nurturing our perspective, building our support systems, and holding on to hope through life's inevitable ups and downs. Like a well-tended garden, resilience grows and flourishes over time, providing us with the fortitude to thrive even in the harshest of conditions. The paradox of growth lies in the truth that often we must experience loss, struggle, and pain before we can experience true transformation and progress. It is a truth as old as nature itself. Growth does not happen in the absence of challenge. In fact, it is through facing adversity that we are shaped and strengthened. The very forces that might seem to break us are often the same forces that allow us to reach new heights. We live in the intensity of changes we need. Take, for example, the process of refining gold. The gold is first heated to extreme temperatures, causing it to melt and become something almost unrecognizable. The heat seems to destroy it, but in reality it purges the impurities, leaving behind something pure and valuable. This process of transformation, though intense, is necessary for the gold to shine. Without the heat, the gold would remain in its raw, unrefined state. Similarly, the struggles we face in life, while uncomfortable and painful, are often the crucible in which our character is refined and our potential realized. Consider the journey of the caterpillar as it transforms into a butterfly. During its time in the cocoon, the caterpillar is not merely resting, it is undergoing a profound transformation, breaking down and reconstituting itself into something entirely new. It is often said that the caterpillar must let go of its old form in order to embrace its new life as a butterfly. This process is a dramatic and difficult one, filled with struggle and uncertainty. Yet, if the caterpillar were to avoid this struggle or somehow emerge from the cocoon prematurely, it would never develop the strength to fly. Growth, then, is not just about moving forward. It is about shedding old ways and embracing new possibilities, even when those possibilities involve pain and discomfort. In human life, this paradox becomes even more apparent. We often think of growth as something that happens naturally or effortlessly, but in reality, growth requires a willingness to face discomfort. Personal growth, whether emotional, intellectual, or spiritual, involves confronting and overcoming challenges. It requires us to acknowledge our flaws and limitations, to face the difficult truths about ourselves and the world around us, and to embrace the unknown with courage. Often, it is through failure that we learn the most. When we stumble, we have the opportunity to rise again, wiser and stronger. In fact, failure itself is a crucial part of growth. If we were to avoid failure at all costs, we would miss the very lessons that can lead us to success. Growth is also paradoxical in the sense that it is both a process of becoming and unbecoming. To grow, we often must shed parts of ourselves that no longer serve us. Just as a tree must lose its leaves in the fall to prepare for new growth in the spring, we must let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and toxic relationships in order to make room for new life. This process of shedding is not easy, but it is necessary. Without it, we risk stagnation, remaining stuck in patterns that prevent us from becoming the person we are meant to be. In the end, the paradox of growth teaches us that true transformation often comes through difficulty. The very obstacles that seem to hold us back are the ones that help us grow stronger and more resilient. Just as the seed must crack open to become a plant, so too must we face our struggles head-on in order to evolve into the fullest version of ourselves. Growth, then, is not about avoiding discomfort, but about embracing the challenges that come our way, knowing that through them we are becoming something better, something stronger, and something more true. Resilience in practice is not merely an abstract concept or a lofty ideal. It is a series of deliberate actions, choices, and attitudes that we cultivate and apply in our daily lives. It is the way we respond to the challenges, setbacks, and difficulties that inevitably come our way. While it may seem like resilience is something we either have or don't have, in truth it is a skill that can be honed and strengthened through consistent effort. Resilience in practice is less about avoiding hardship and more about how we navigate through it, learning from it and ultimately growing stronger as a result. One of the first ways resilience manifests in practice is through perseverance. Life often presents us with obstacles that feel insurmountable. Whether it's a personal loss, a professional setback, or a period of intense stress, the natural inclination may be to give up or retreat into a place of comfort. However, resilience teaches us that there is strength in continuing despite the odds. Perseverance is not about charging through without stopping to assess the situation, but it's about moving forward even when progress is slow. It's about taking small steps toward a goal, no matter how daunting it may seem. Every effort, no matter how seemingly insignificant, adds up over time, building the momentum necessary to overcome even the greatest challenges. Another aspect of resilience in practice is adaptability, the ability to adjust our expectations and approach in the face of changing circumstances is crucial for surviving and thriving in an unpredictable world. Resilience doesn't mean rigidly sticking to one plan in the face of adversity. It means having the flexibility to alter our course when necessary. This might involve rethinking a strategy that isn't working, finding new solutions to old problems, or shifting our focus when one path is blocked. Resilience requires us to hold our plans loosely, to accept that life may not unfold as we expect, and to be open to unexpected opportunities that arise as a result of change. Those who are resilient are not defeated by setbacks, but instead find new ways to navigate them. Moreover, resilience in practice involves a deep connection with others. No one can navigate life's challenges alone. The support of family, friends, colleagues, or even a community can make all the difference. Resilience doesn't mean being self-sufficient to the point of isolation. Rather, it is about knowing when to reach out for help and being willing to lean on others in times of need. The exchange of encouragement, advice, or simply a listening ear can be incredibly restorative and can provide the perspective and strength necessary to keep going. By sharing our burdens, we not only lighten our own load, but also build a network of support that strengthens our collective resilience. Finally, resilience in practice is rooted in maintaining a sense of hope and purpose even when the road ahead is unclear. It is easy to become overwhelmed by difficulty, to feel that the struggle is endless and that there is no point in continuing. However, resilient individuals are able to hold on to a sense of hope, trusting that even the darkest periods of life are temporary and that they will eventually pass. Hope is not a passive waiting for things to improve. It is an active, forward-looking belief that there is something worth striving for, even when immediate circumstances are bleak. Resilience is the belief that, despite the challenges, we have the strength to persist and ultimately prevail. In essence, resilience in practice is the act of living each day with the courage to face whatever comes our way, the perseverance to continue despite setbacks, the adaptability to adjust when needed, and the belief that we can grow through difficulty. It is not a magical ability or a trait reserved for the lucky few, but a way of approaching life with grit, determination, and hope. Resilience, when practiced consistently, transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, helping us emerge from even the hardest experiences more capable, wiser, and more compassionate.